let's see if we can get through this video without me crying. We're going to be talking about hair loss in chemo, and I'm already joking about it. We'll see how well we do. I'm going to try not to freak out on you. And as you listen to me sniff, it's because I have no nose hair still. We're going to be talking about hair loss. So first off, let me just say this, because not many people said it to me, but there were a few. And frankly, it's unhelpful to have someone tell me when I shave my long freaking hair off, it'll grow back. Fuck you. You know what? I have long hair. I had years invested in hair growth. Yeah, I'm pissed off I had to shave my hair because my hair was falling out because of chemo. No, I'm not happy. And yeah, it'll grow back, but you know what? You don't know what you're getting. People have hair color changes. Sometimes chemo curls sticks. You just don't know. Mom thinks my hair is darker, frankly. And the little light ends is the chemo fuzz. Yeah, chemo fuzz. It makes you look like you have a little halo on your bald head when the light hits. But yeah, my hair started falling out after my first chemo treatment. Usually it's your second. Oh, I got the lucky lottery of the first one. I'd already been experiencing some hair loss because of the anemia and not eating for so long. I dropped quite a bit of weight in a very short period of time. And I did gain some back, which they wanted me to gain weight at that point in time. I did, and I remained stable in that way. And so I already had some going on because I hadn't been eating. I just was in so much pain, I had no appetite. So there had already been like a little bit of hair loss, but it was nothing like chemo. Yeah, nothing like chemo. I would stand over the garbage and brush my hair because I just have wads and wads of hair. And it was a testament to how much freaking hair I had. I'll see if I can find some pictures because it looked awful, so I wasn't taking very many pictures. I mean, the hair didn't look healthy. It kind of, it's because it was falling out. It did not look healthy at all. It was kind of dull and kind of not shiny, healthy hair. It would count. My brush would just be wadded with hair, and it was very traumatic. It really sucked. It's just brushing your long hair, and it's like gobs of hair coming out. And the more hair you have, the longer it takes to lose it all. And some people will cut their long hair shorter or do a pixie. And really, my hair, because I pretty much went from recovering from surgery, being kind of mobile, to going into chemo. And it's winter in Montana, and you're trying to recover from major abdominal surgery because I have an incision in my abdominal. It was not punch a hole. They didn't poke little holes and take things out because the tumor was too big, and I was too unhealthy to have chemo to shrink the tumor, so surgery came first to stop the bleeding so I could be healthy enough to have chemo. So yeah, lots of things, could have whacked it off. I guess there just really wasn't that much time because I had chemo, and then 2 weeks later my hair was falling massively out. And really it started probably in week 2, but week 1, week 2, I'm not sure. It's all fuzzy. Chemo is really kind of fuzzy and foggy, partly because it messes with your brain. And I'm not very good with time frames because of dyscalculia, so yeah, somewhere in there. My hair really started falling out the week before my second treatment. And I was going to wait till after my second treatment to shave it off, but I thought to myself, my God, I'm just going to leave hair. The infusion center will be coated in Beth hair because I left hair everywhere. It's like, sit down and share, there's hair. Sit down here, there's hair. Seriously, I left a trail of hair everywhere where I went. My clothes had hair on it, big, long, giant strands. And I'm just like, you know what? It matted up. Also, that was another thing that really just was part of the reason why I shaved it off when I did, because it would mat up, and it didn't matter if it was down. It didn't matter if it was in ponytail. It didn't matter if I braided that hair. It would find a way to start matting up. And then I'd have to like work the mats out, and like, because half the matting is like hair falling out. And it just looked bad. It looked unhealthy. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't making me happy. I'd cry when I brushed my hair. Because yes, it is that upsetting to lose your hair like that. And they say guys don't get upset about it, but I don't know if that's really true. They probably do, but you know, they don't have years invested. If your hair's short, you don't have, you know, like 5 years invested in your friggin' hair and getting it long. It's going to be years before my hair is that long again. And my hair typically grows pretty fast. So we'll see what happens with chemo. Some of the things that can also happen is chemo curl. Some people get it right away. And I was watching a video the other day of one lady when she was growing her hair back. She had this kind of stuff. And then as it got a little bit longer, it started to curl, which could be kind of fun to have really curly hair for a little while. I can understand how it can completely freak someone out if you don't know how to work with like wavy or curly hair. Yeah. It can change colors. Mine is probably darker, except where the chemo fuzz was at the ends. What happens is even after you shave your head, and when I shaved mine, it was kind of interesting because it was kind of patchy, kind of was mangy. There were areas where there definitely was less hair when I shaved, and yeah, you could tell it was, I could tell it was falling out when I shaved my hair. The profile picture is from when I shaved my hair during chemo. But yeah, your head gets cold. Did a lot of hats, did a lot of scarves. I did not buy a wig. I thought about it. My mom suggested. I'm like, yeah, just, I don't want it. It just, one, because I lost my ovaries. I was having hot flashes, so it sounded like a freaking hot flash. It sounded hot and uncomfortable. Frankly, is really how I kind of felt about the wig situation. Whether that would be so, no idea, because I didn't even try one on. And the second thing is being rural. It's like, probably would have had to buy one online, and I wouldn't get to try it on, and ugh. Yeah, it just sounded more like an ordeal than something that was going to make me feel good. And maybe it would have made me feel good. I don't know, because I did not go that route. I did not buy a wig. I did buy scarves. I'm still buying scarves and still wearing scarves sometimes because my head's cold. And when your hair's this short, it gets dirty really easy because there's nowhere for the oils to go. And it just gets really gross and dirty. And my hairbrush hasn't come from Amazon yet. It's supposed to come next week, so I'm hoping it comes because I need a hairbrush to help direct my hair and clean it out a little, because brushing helps clean it out. Yeah, it wasn't fun. I didn't like it. I didn't like my hair loss. And then it kind of starts to grow back, and you get the chemo fuzz, so you get like the light behind you, and you have a halo. And that's what the little light bits are on my hair, is the chemo fuzz. And it's not like all over your head. It's just kind of a little bit of hair that grows back. You will lose facial hair. I lost my eyebrows and my eyelashes, and I felt really, really super ugly at that point, which is part of the reason why there wasn't a lot of filming. That, and I didn't feel really awesome, and my brain was kind of post-toasty, and I felt like an ugly space alien. I didn't like it. Like, this is fine. I've never quite been this short. I've never shaved my head before. I've had pixie cuts before, but those are longer than what I have now. But yeah, and I've never had like hair this short in Montana, which is colder than Salt Lake City, Utah. So yeah, scarves and hats in the winter, scarves and hats in the winter. And the nice thing about the bigger scarves is you just tie them on and they keep your neck warm too because they drape down behind you. So I'll probably still be doing a lot of scarves this winter as things cool off. I have one of the ones I made for pretty much just around home here. It's just a fabric that I hemmed and I wear often in the mornings because my head's cold. And you want a variety of scarves because some of them can't get wet. I have some silk ones that I can't wear if it's snowing or raining or if the weather's going to be indeterminate. So make sure you have some cotton and stuff like that or just some regular old hats. What I bought to deal with it is like a video in itself, which I'll follow up eventually with the head covering and hats video. But yeah, a few people, grow back. Don't do that, people. Just don't. Commiserate with someone who's lost their hair. Don't be like, oh, it'll grow back. It's unhelpful. It's completely unhelpful because you're mourning the loss of your hair. You know, and someone had long hair like I did. That's part of your identity. It's a part of how you look. And, you know, if you've never had a part of your head shaved, you don't know what that scalp looks like. It can be completely freaking deformed. I had the bottom head shaved in the 80s, so I knew the bottom part wasn't going to look like awful. In my scalp, actually, my head turned out to be fully well formed. Thank God, and it didn't look weird. Because if your head isn't well formed, it's not a good look. So you lose your face. I lost my face hair. I don't have nose hair still, which is why my nose is dripping. Appreciate the nose hairs, people. You don't realize that it keeps the snot from just gushing from your nose. My leg hair, I shaved my legs because I hadn't shaved in forever. And so I still had some long bits on it that hadn't fallen out, so I shaved them off a few months ago and nothing's growing back. That's been kind of nice. My armpits I've had to shave once like 2 months ago because some hair was growing back and no. Down under fell out. That's kind of growing back. It's a little slow because I had radiation. And radiation is more, because it's targeted, unlike chemo, which is systematic, so it's like your whole body's being affected. All the quick-acting cells in your body are like gone, bleh, along with the cancer, which is hopefully dying. Radiation is targeted, and since it was aimed at my pelvis, things down under kind of slowed down with hair growth. Nothing really fell out, though. Yeah. But hair loss, it is traumatic, and it's not really fun. And especially if someone's had long hair, telling them it'll grow back, have fun with it, is really kind of, it was unhelpful. And it kind of just made you feel worse because it kind of invalidates your feelings. It's like you're mourning the loss of your hair. And you're cold because it's winter in Montana and it's cold. And your head's cold all the frickin' time. I don't know how bald guys do it because my head was cold. My head still gets cold. Summertime it was better, but every once in a while I'd still throw on a scarf because my head was cold. And not to mention the whole, sun thing, because my scalp has not been exposed to air since I was a frickin' baby. Sunburn is a severe danger, and Actually, I would put my scarf on and then I'd put my hat on because it was a straw hat and it would kind of irritate my bald, fuzzy chemo scalp. But yeah, was not the fun part. I was okay the day I shaved it, and then I was the shit show for the rest of the month. It really did a number on me. it was really hard. And I miss my hair still. Even though it's growing back. I still miss it. I wanted to try hair sewing. I discovered this Morgan Danner lady, and she shaved her hair off, but she wanted to. And let me say something about that. It's a whole different ball game for me to be like, yeah, I'm gonna shave my head because I want to. Because I'm sick of it. I just want to see what happens. Compared to I'm having chemo hair loss and I don't want to shave my head, but yeah, I'm gonna because it looks like crap. It's two completely different things. Morgan Danner got empowered by hers. I just got traumatized because I didn't want to go there. Plus I have cancer and I'm having chemo. So yeah, your hair will grow back is completely unhelpful. Don't say it. Just say, oh my God, that fucking sucks. Because that's what it does. I'm just going to make faces at you until I stop tearing up. But yeah, it's unhelpful. So don't do it. Don't be a jerk. Very few people did it to me, which was nice. We were trying to figure out what was making my hands turn red. Because like from there to there, it would be like bright red for a day or two. And my nurse was like reading through it. We're trying to figure out. We still don't know what made my hands neuropathy. I don't know what made my hands turn bright red. I mean, they were like bright red to the point where they were almost neon. It was kind of freaky. But yeah, and she got to the hair loss point, and she's like, hair loss. Well, and we know that one already because at second treatment, I have no hair. But yeah. And that was a good way to treat it. Yeah, because she didn't say anything. And no one ever said it'll grow back. Yeah. Just don't say that. It's unhelpful. So what if it will? It could be a completely different color. It could be a different texture. It could be curly. You just don't know what you're going to get permanently till the chemo is completely out of your system, which, I had 6 rounds. Technically not 6 months, but I figure it's going to be about a year. So they say 2 months for every month. And even though I didn't have 6 months, yeah, I did have 6 rounds. So I'm kind of equating around to a month. So it's probably going to be about a year before the chemo, unless I get more, is fully worked out from that round. And then I'll know what's going on. I have less gray. Like this area and this area was very gray. And as you can see so far, not a lot of gray there. So I have less gray. I was really prepared for my hair to be very gray because each traumatic experience is like deaths and cats and dad and stuff. My hair's gotten grayer, and so I'm just kind of figuring cancer is just going to take all that color away, and my hair's coming in darker with less gray. So we'll see if that holds in a year or so, because you really don't know what you're going to get also with your hair for quite a while. So there's a big question mark of like, what will my hair remain this color? It's very similar to my old hair color, but darker. Will it go gray? Will it do this? Will it curl? Will it wave back out? Because I have wavy hair to begin with. So who knows? And that's another thing, your hair will grow back. You don't know what you're getting. You don't know if any of the chemo effects are going to stick for the rest of your life. So, yeah, it sucks. And if you're going through it, I feel for you. Because I didn't like it. And yes, I did not cope well for the rest of the month. I was not coping at all after I shaved my hair off. Day 1, fine. Day 2 and beyond for a while later, oh my God, it was a shit show. Yeah, and I will sign off on that. And if you have any questions, definitely feel free to ask. You're not going to upset me unless you tell me your hair will grow back, and then I won't answer you. But yeah, if you have questions and stuff like that, feel free to message. I'll answer them if I can. I've experienced it. It sucked. What you gonna do? But now I'm kind of, as I've gotten more hair, I'm kind of looking forward to playing with it as it grows out. But yeah, I still really miss my long hair. Quite a bit. Alrighty, everyone. Have a wonderful day and go out there being the love in the world. And for God's sake, don't tell people with hair loss, especially chemo hair loss, it'll grow back because it's not helpful. Bye-bye.